Hello and welcome to the training, and welcome to my tiny little office at my home in Hertfordshire. I do like it small because I'm a bit of an introvert, so don't tell anyone, okay? Now today we're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to walk you through how offline coaches and consultants can transition online without all the normal techie headaches and huge investment costs, and without having to have had a course built first, because that's what quite a lot of people think they need. So let's dive into it then. So here's some brutal truths for you guys. So coaching, consulting, and mentoring is changing quite a lot. It's growing fast for sure. It's becoming more accessible because of the internet, and it's all going online. But there are some downsides. Now, it's becoming part of a huge industry. The e-learning industry is going to be worth $325 billion by 2025. Now, to put that into perspective, the film industry is currently worth $136 billion. The movie industry, all the movies that we see, big Hollywood blockbusters, the whole lot, right? The computer games industry is going to be worth 256 by 2025. So you can see, like, 325 billion. This thing is huge. So it's definitely a good thing to be a part of. Now, client work for coaches, consultants, and mentors in the real world, in the offline space, is becoming harder. COVID has obviously not helped with that. Social distancing measures, and obviously the economic collapse is meaning that things will get worse. Things will continue to contract in that space. And the forecast for the next 3 years is looking pretty bleak. And we obviously want to do something about that. Now, what's extra scary is that the job market is also collapsed. So whereas a lot of coaches and consultants would ultimately give up and say, well, I'll just get a normal day job working for someone else, that's not there anymore. That plan B is gone because the job market is just evaporating. There are so many people unemployed now. All the little jobs, the extra kind of quick jump in day jobs are all gone. And so you really have to get stuck in and make things work. Now, one thing I really want to make you guys aware of is this: the digital and the traditional economy. Now, most people believe that there's just one economy in the world, the global economy, but actually there's two. Now, the traditional economy is what we all think of as the normal global economy. This economy is based on trading tangible goods and time for money. So, for example, if you have, let's say, a pen, if you it maybe costs you 50 cents to make this pen, you can sell it for $1, right? Now, if you want to make 50 pens, it will cost you 50 times as much as 50p, or let's say 100, so it's $50, right? And you can sell that for, let's say, $100. And every time you want to increase the number you want to sell, you have to invest more money and time into making more pens, okay? So there's a big, strong link between time and money. But that's not great, really, if you want to build a scalable business. In the digital economy, time and money are unconnected, they're unlinked, because most of the products in the digital economy are based on digital products and services that can be easily copied and pasted electronically without having to actually produce anything. And obviously there's zero cost to that, or very little cost, sometimes hosting, that kind of thing, but you get what I mean. There's very, very limited cost to building scalable digital businesses. And so that's why, as you can see, the traditional economy has always gone in boom and bust cycles, and the bust we're in at the minute is nothing new. It happens every 10 years or so, and it's normally triggered by significant global events. Whereas the digital economy, as you can see, has always been a long, steady trajectory upwards because it's impervious to those boom and bust cycles. And actually, when there's a bust in the traditional economy, the digital economy typically gets a boost. And that's exactly what we've seen in this bust with the COVID outbreak. Digital businesses have exploded. They've gone crazy. It's been highlighted by the big billionaires who have made so many billions through the time when everyone else is losing money. And so obviously you want to be a part of the digital economy, and that's why it's such a good idea to be an online coach or consultant. And the market is wide open. A lot of people kind of come into it thinking, oh, well, there's so much competition, there's no point getting into it. That couldn't be further from the truth. There's 4.5 billion people on the internet now, and less than 0.01% of those people actually earn an income online. So there's 4.46 billion potential clients for you. It's such an uncontested market, it's unreal. Like, if you had these numbers in the real world, you'd think it was open season. You'd think that all the competition had died. So listen, before we get too much into it, I don't want to lose you, so I want to make sure you stick to the end. Now, one thing I want to make sure you understand is there's nothing for sale on this call. I'm not going to try and sell you anything at the end. There's no course for sale or anything like that. And actually, if you do stick around to the end, I'm going to give you loads of really good value. So I'm going to actually give you my Facebook ads for coaches and consultants training, which includes some ready to use ad templates you can just plug straight into your Facebook advertising to help you to start getting clients online straight away. So that's only for people that are serious though. You stay to the end of this video, which isn't very long. It's a very short training anyway. And I'm going to give you that for free. It's super high value. So make sure you stick around. So who am I anyway? You probably want to know that. My name is Alex Smale. I've been a photographer, running a photography coaching business for the past few years, 7-figure business, and also digital marketing agency owner. I've done lots of different things. I've got a pretty unique skill set when it comes to helping people to become more successful online. And I live in Hertfordshire with my twin kids and my lovely partner, Amina. Now, if you want to know anything about me, my values are quite strong. Every business that I run is dedicated to helping people to be more successful and to live their best lives. If they don't do that, then I just don't do it. It's as simple as that. And we have loads of testimonials, loads of results from the people we helped. Many people just starting out, beginners, right through to very experienced people that are now going on to get tremendous results. And that's really what I want for you. Now, everyone wants to know what is actually possible with this online coaching and consulting thing. What's realistic? What can you actually do? And honestly, it depends on you. Everything I'm going to talk about now, the results are not for everyone. You know, the results are always down to you. All I can do is guide you through that process and show you the steps you need to take. But at the end of the day, the results you get are going to be down to you. What I can tell you though are some typical breakpoints for the size and scale of typical online coaching and consulting businesses. Now, many people hit 30K a month. That's actually quite relative. Well, I don't want to say easy, but it's quite straightforward to get to that point quite quickly. With my latest business, we actually hit that in the first 4 weeks. So it's very achievable very quickly when you have all the right systems and methods in place. Now, if you are happy with that, most people are. They just want to stay on their own. They don't want all the teams and infrastructure and everything like that. Then cool, stay with that. 30K a month is loads, you know, for most people. That helps you to live the lifestyle that you want. If you want to go a bit bigger, then normally people with small teams are normally in the 30 to 100K range. And if you really want to go huge and hit, you know, those big, scary £1 million numbers, that kind of thing, then you're going to need a big team around you. But these are sort of numbers that you're normally going to see. Me personally, I sit in that middle tier. I like to have just a small team, and you know, 30 to 100K a month is brilliant for me. I find that perfect. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching. And remember guys, these results are not typical for everyone. I need to be stressed. I need to stress that. Now, a lot of people want to know how can people earn that much money, Alex? That sounds crazy. That's so good. And the truth is this, it's the dentist analogy. You know, you're solving the pain that people have. If there was, let's say, a virus that wiped out all the dentists in the world and there's just one dentist left, and you had a toothache, what would you pay that dentist to fix that pain in your tooth? Probably whatever they wanted, right? Because the pain is so extreme and they're the only person that can fix it. And that's kind of how the online coaching and consulting space works. You are the person that can solve the pain that people have. And sometimes you're just in and out helping them very quickly with that pain, and it's still worth a lot to people. So what you really want to be thinking of is, what is their pain? How you can position yourself between that and their happy place so that you help them to get there, and therefore the value you have is very high. So that may be sounding too crazy, right? 30K, 100K may sound ridiculous to you, and I want you to be realistic, and I want you to believe that this is possible for you. So how about we just dial it down a gear, and you know, what if you just made 3K per month? That is super achievable for most people with the right systems and methods in place. So what would your life look like then? Could that replace your normal day income and just free you up with lots of time? What would that look like for you? So here we go anyway, the 5 steps to sell what you know online. Now, step 1 is having a good offer. This is really important. You've got to have something that people actually want. Now, like I've been saying, things work differently in the online space. If you're an existing coach or consultant, what you offer online will probably be very different to what you offer offline. key differences are often things like the length of time of engagement with any client. Online, it tends to be much shorter, maybe 2-3 months, something like that. Whereas offline, you often have very long-term relationships with your clients, sometimes years and years. So that's probably the biggest change that you might experience, is that you want to be focused on much smaller, specific problems rather than just general long-term coaching, because it just tends to work that much better online, having fast, easily accessible offers. Now your offers should be chunkable. That means broken down into 4 or 5 easy to digest parts. Should be very achievable for them in that short space of time, normally 10-12 weeks. Whatever you're offering, it should obviously be detailed enough so you can't just find it on YouTube. It's got to be that higher level of experience and expertise. And you've got to really be able to deliver on the result you're promising. So that's really key. So next thing to think about is, who do you want to work with? Because you don't want to work with people you don't like, right? So, and also you want to be thinking about who these people are and making sure they're easy to identify as individuals, making sure they're easy to find and able to make decisions on their own. So what that means is you're going to find it much harder if you're targeting businesses or organizations as a whole, because it can be very difficult to find the specific people within those organizations. And also you've got a lot of inertia and politics there. Someone's probably going to have to go back to a committee or boss or bosses to get permission to work with you, and that can really extend the length of time it takes to engage people to work with you. So it's better to try and find easier sweet spots, sole traders, or individuals that can just make a decision and go for it quickly. So then you need to understand what the world looks like, right? So what are their needs? What are their pains? Where do they hang out? Because when you really understand that at a very deep level, you know exactly where to find them, what to say to them, and especially how to sell to them. Now, the must-haves with your offer is you must have a good offer structure suitable for online, right? You need to have a deep understanding of that target market. You need to have that secret sauce with your offer so that it's a bit different to the competition, so that it's a really obvious choice to work with you. And you need a good method of delivery, so a good method to actually help people with that offer. So number 2, building trust. Now, people only buy from people they trust, so you need to build that trust with them. And again, this is different to the offline space, because often you might be getting recommendations from people, or you may have long-term connections with people. Whereas online, it's very cold. You're going to be working with people that have never heard from you the day before. So you've got to build that trust with them quickly. They've got to build that rapport. So the best thing to do that is to actually teach them something, actually give them some real value, teach them your offer. Obviously not at the depth and detail that they will get on the real program, but actually really give them something to move them forward with where they are at the moment, because that immediately builds great trust with them. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do that. Some of my favorites are webinars or email video series or downloadable PDFs. But yeah, you've got a wide range of things there, but whatever you do, there's quite a specific way that you need to do these to make sure that they not only teach and build trust, but also move them forwards to perhaps becoming a client with you. Now, one mistake that a lot of people make is that they hold too much back with this trust building and free training that they give. They just don't give enough because they're worried that people will take it and run. And you've really actually got to give away everything till it hurts. Like, if you're not teaching so much that you're kind of hurting inside, thinking, well, ow, that's like, I'm really giving a lot away here, then you're probably not giving enough. Because if you don't do that, you're just not giving enough to build that trust. And that's the most important thing. Now, obviously, that's pretty scary. And there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about here: scarcity mindset and abundant mindset. So you may have heard this before, but scarcity mindset means that you kind of believe that the world is only one pie, and if someone else is having some of that pie, then that's a bit less for you. Okay. Whereas the abundant mindset means that you believe there's all the pie in the world that everyone could possibly eat, and if someone else is having some pie, that's great, no problem. And you should really have that abundant mindset. The ocean of opportunity online is so vast that you really don't need to worry if someone else is eating some of your pie, because there are plenty of other people that you can work with, that you can move on to, and everything will be fine. So just have that frame of mind. Now, like I was saying, some people will take it and run, and that's okay. Good luck to them. Honestly, let that go. It's fine. But most people will need more help. And by teaching them something, you've opened their eyes to what's really possible. And because you've built that trust with them, they're going to believe that you're the person that can really help them, because you obviously know what you're talking about. You've taught them, therefore you are the knowledgeable person in that situation, right? So really build that trust with them, really give till it hurts, okay? Number 3, simple marketing. Now I want to say this first of all marketing works, right? Standing on a street corner and shouting will eventually get you a client. But is that going to be a good use of your time and money? No, probably not. Right? So what you really want is the best quality attention for the best value. And right now, that is definitely digital marketing. So I'm talking Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads, those kind of things. And everyone gets kind of a bit overwhelmed and scared by that. It's such a huge thing to get your head into. But actually, in reality, it can be very simple. For the most part, you can have a very successful business with just one great ad going to one good audience with one good bit of training or value. And that's enough to build a solid business. But actually, we're not really talking about advertising anyway, because we're talking about building trust. And so you don't actually want to be advertising. And even from the very beginning, your ad isn't an advert. Your ad is your first chance to teach. So make sure your advert is just as useful as your free training and trust building as it is throughout the whole journey with people you want to work with, right? Because people aren't dumb. They know when they're being sold to, right? So you need to build that trust and rapport with them so that you're providing real value in the whole journey so that people want to buy anyway, right? That people aren't dumb. They know they're being sold to, but they're okay with that because they trust that person. They're learning from that person. So in your ad, teach them those 4 or 5 steps of your offer, like walk them through it, but at a very high level. Just introduce the idea to them. And then in your free training, go that next level deeper and teach them even more in depth. And then if they really want to get that help to get them all the way there, then the obvious choice is going to be to work with you, right? Happy sales, number 4. So rule number 1 with sales, it is not your job to sell people. It is your job to help people to make the right decisions for them. Okay, that's so important. This is not a world where we just sell people used cars and things like that are dodgy anymore. What's really important is that we help people to make the right decisions for themselves. And then again, it should be obvious to work with you, right? And if that means working with you, cool. But if it doesn't, help people anyway. That's my belief, right? Rule number 2, people buy for emotional reasons, not logical ones. So people buy with emotion and then justify their decisions with logic. So you really want to make sure you connect with people at an emotional level. Be real, be authentic, and yeah, you'll find you'll get much better responses from people. Rule number 3, the price is never the problem. This is a big one, right? People think, oh, people won't pay that, it's too expensive. The thing is, if people are saying it's too expensive, it's because you haven't done a good enough job of connecting them to the real value that you provide. If people lose their phone, they find the money to buy a new phone. If people have a car breakdown, they find the money to repair that car. God forbid, if someone has a major incident in a family and need an operation they need to pay for, they will find the money to pay for it, right? So money is never the problem. What the problem is the perceived value. And so if people say, oh, it's too expensive, because they don't really believe the value is there for them. So that's really important in your sales process, that you build that value in their mind. You really connect them to that. So if you can't do that, then you're never going to be able to sell people very effectively. So how do we do that? Well, we need to speak to them face to face. We need to ask them the questions about their situation, understand where they're at, so that we can present the right options to them so that they know the right way forward for them. Very much, again, trust building, because if you're providing value right the way through, even in the sales calls, and people are getting so much value from the sales calls, then they're definitely going to want to work with you. 5, easy fulfillment. Nearly there, folks. And remember, need to keep sticking with it till the end. Now, this is really interesting. So with this e-learning thing, everyone thinks they need to build a course. That's what they hear everywhere, see everywhere. We've got to build a course. If we don't have a course, we can't go out there marketing ourselves. We can't get clients, all that kind of thing. And that's actually not the case. And actually building a course first is a really bad idea. Largely because it can take anywhere between 4 and 9 months on average to build an online course these days. And if you're doing that before you've got clients, before you understand what the market actually needs, then you could find out that you've got a program that people don't want. They don't like it. It isn't in tune with the market because you've just built it off your own back and you haven't understood, first of all, if it's what the market wants. So you don't want to build a course, right? In fact, you really want to sell it first and then build it, because if you can't sell it, there's no point in building it. So don't build it till you've sold it. Now, that sounds scary. It's like, well, what if someone does buy it? What happens then? And of course, that is a challenge. But actually, online coaching, consulting, and mentoring can start off very simply. You don't have to have that course. What's really important is you know how to help people and you're able to do that with them. And there are various different ways that that can work. And honestly, what will work for you is going to be different to what works for everyone, because everyone is different. And this is one thing I can't give a one-size-fits-all answer to, because that could actually be quite dangerous, quite counterproductive. So what we're offering to do is actually to have a call with you, to jump on a call with you to see how this could be implemented in you and your business. Understanding where the pitfalls are for you, what the steps are that you need to take, where the gaps might be, so that you know what to focus on and which direction to go in. Now, remember, the digital economy is huge. There's so much opportunity out there. There are 4.46 billion potential clients for you out there. But how are you going to build this? How are you going to construct your online coaching offer? So what we'd love to do is actually to jump on a call and show you how that could work for you, talk you through the options, show you the steps that are going to be actually relevant to you. Because right now you have a choice to make. You can either jump off and go and try and figure this out by yourself, which of course is great. I wish you the very best of luck. But that's probably going to feel like you're wandering in the desert quite a lot, you know, or it's going to feel like you're wandering in a minefield. Sure, if you want to run through a minefield, you're probably going to get blown up quite a bit. Or what would happen if you had a map to the minefield? That would make a much easier journey. You could walk around all the pitfalls and the grenades and everything like that and just get there much more quickly. And that's what we can do. We are that map. We are that GPS. We know where all the mines are. We know where that oasis of water is. So you can actually just go straight to that place quickly, easily, without any hassle, without any problems, in the quickest, shortest route possible. So what you can do is book in a call with us completely free of charge, no charge whatsoever, no obligations either. It's not predicated on anything. We're just going to show you how this could work for you. And you know, if that sounds good, then obviously if you feel you want to work with us further, then that's great. But if you don't, that's cool too. You're going to go away with a really solid blueprint of how this could work for you. So over the next 4 days or so, the team and myself, we set aside some time to open up our calendar so you can just book in a call with us directly, just one-on-one, just you and I or one of the team, and we're going to show you how this could work for you, help you understand what that pathway could be to get you there much more quickly. We're going to talk for about 45 minutes or so and just ask you a load of different questions about where you're at with things, where the problems are, where you're getting stuck, what hurdles you need to overcome, what you're not sure about, what you don't know yet, all those things. We're going to understand that, and then we're going to give you that blueprint to show you what you need to do. And if you want some more help with that, great. Hopefully you'll want to work with us. But if you don't, that's cool as well. Honestly, it really is. So all you need to do, there's a button below this video. Just click that or head over to this web address if you want to, whichever's easiest for you. That's going to take you through to our calendar, so you can just pick a time and date that works for you. We've got lots of options there, so I'm sure you better find a suitable time. If you can't, drop us an email, but I'm sure you'll find something in there that will work. Then just book that in a calendar. There's a couple of questions to fill in just to make sure that we've got all the info we need to hit the ground running with our call. Make sure that you're going to be on a computer, fully focused. You know, we're going to really get into it on this call, so make sure you haven't got any distractions or anything like that. You've got about an hour free, at least, to make sure we've got all the time we need. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Then what will happen is Scott will give you a quick ring ahead of the call, just to check that you're all set up with Zoom and that you're a real person. And you know, sadly we get a lot of time wasters and things like that, so he'll just give you a quick ring. Keep an eye out for that number. 5 minutes, he'll just have a quick chat with you, just check everything's okay. And then that's it. Then you'll be able to jump on the call with us and we'll have a really productive time. Now, we have pushed a lot of people to these pages, so I'm sure you can see we're going to be quite popular with these. So definitely dive in and grab it. We can't run them forever. So yeah, if you see an opportunity for yourself here, just take action and grab it. It's going to be a very productive, easy, actionable step for you to take on the online journey. It's going to give you some perspective and knowledge and experience, if nothing else. So well worth it and completely free of charge. And remember, guys, knowledge is useless without good execution. If you don't take any action, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. So I implore you, this is going to be very productive use of your time. Grab it while you've got the opportunity. It's going to be great to talk to you, great to help you on this journey, give you some perspective, give you some ideas, give you some knowledge that you probably won't have had before. And yeah, hopefully it will really help you to move forward with your business. So yeah, we look forward to speaking to you soon. So just click the button below this video or jump on that link that you can see on the screen there. And yeah, we look forward to speaking to you very soon. Take care.